The following Scrapbook Stories article is brought to you by Scrapbooking.com magazine from the August 2011 issue. Paper Layers by author and artist Megan Elizabeth. I am so excited to introduce you to a brand new revolutionary paper for die cutting and scrapbooking, Paper Layers by Megan Elizabeth. This paper is out of this world phenomenal for perfectly coordinated colors and smooth, clean cuts. Paper Layers is just so easy to use. One sheet of 12 by 12 paper allows you to create layer upon layer of die cuts in different patterns and coordinated color schemes. Think of all the time this paper will save you, not to mention the piles of tiny scraps laying all over your craft room. I've been in scrapbooking for 7 years now, and I've been an avid Cricut user and instructor for the last 3 years. I've spent lots of time teaching classes and even creating a Cricut cutting guide that has thousands of settings for your blade depth, speed, and pressure for every type of material and paper imaginable. I have several fun and educational DVDs on die cutting machines, and I really just love teaching new projects and ideas on my weekly video tutorials at AboveRubyStudio.com. All these things led me to realize how much time and paper I was wasting every time I taught a class because I needed just a 2-inch or 4-inch piece of paper and then had to kiss a whole 12 by 12 sheet goodbye. This got to me and got me thinking, what if one 12 by 12 sheet of paper could have all my colors on it for all the different layers I cut on a regular basis? What if I could take some favorite classic designs and make them subtle enough that they pop on even the smallest layers without looking too busy, yet would be a large enough design to not get lost on the larger cuts? There I have it. Design and color schemes created. One sheet combining trendy and classic colors paired perfectly with great designs and tone-on-tone patterns. Now for the type of paper. What to print this on? Well, I am all about finding things that are clean cutting and easy to use in the Cricut. I knew my paper line had to be on cardstock that was unique and didn't shred every last tiny cut, or large cuts for that matter. That's where Cutmates came in. Cutmates is paper that is perfectly formulated for your die cutting machines. It cuts like butter time and time again. No second guessing or worry if this paper is going to do the trick. It creates the most consistent cuts no matter how intricate or small. Paper Layers by Megan Elizabeth, printed on Cutmates paper. It's just the perfect combination. Now let's create a project so you can see just how quick and simple Paper Layers will work for you. Place one sheet of Paper Layers by Megan Elizabeth on your cutting mat and load material into your die cutting machine. In this tutorial, I'm using my Cricut Expression with the Create a Critter cartridge. This cartridge is just so cute and absolutely adorable for cards to say hello. Select a colored 4-inch segment on the Paper Layers sheet. Navigate your blade housing to the top right corner of the color you'd like to use as your first layer. For this project, I selected the blue segment from the Happy Dots Perfect Gem sheet for the base layer of my skunk, found on page 61 of the Create a Critter handbook. For this project, set your image size to 2.5 inches, blade depth on 5, speed on 5, and pressure on 4 for great clean cuts. Select the image you're cutting and press the Cut button to watch your first layer cut out smooth and pop out instantly. Cut out the remaining layers of your image. Use the Layer Creative features on Create a Critter and use the directional arrows on your Cricut machine to start cutting each layer from the upper right corner of each colored segment. For layer 1 of this skunk, I selected the light pink. Layer 2 selection is the dark pink, all from the same sheet of Paper Layers. Cut out the tree stump and sweet sentiment from page 61. Again, use your directional arrows to cut out the base of the stump in black, layer 1 in brown, layer 2 in orange, layer 3 in green. You can also cut out the accessory and phrase in yellow and green. Remove your cutting mat and sheet and you've created all the layers for your card and the adorable skunk. Peel back the excess paper and save the sheet for later use. I cut out the yellow square using my paper trimmer as the background for my card, placing that on a 4¼ inch by 5½ inch card front. Standard craft cardstock works great for card bases. Layer each piece of your skunk and tree stump together using your favorite adhesive. I like the Zig Squeeze and Roll, but anything works fine. You can see how easily each piece layers together and coordinates beautifully. Now you can piece your card together. The yellow background is placed about 1/8 of an inch from the top and side fold of the card. Ribbon is tied around the front of the card by cutting a small slit into the fold of the card and feeding the ribbon through. This ribbon ties together the yellow background, craft cardstock, and the sentiment "Sweet" very nicely. Use a glue runner to adhere the stump and the "Sweet" sentiment down. Use foam dimensional adhesive on the back of the skunk to give him an extra pop. Finish off the card with a little bit of white gel pen drawn in dashed lines around the card for a faux stitching effect. In less than 10 minutes, you've created an entire card ready to send to just about anybody. And you did it in perfectly matched colors and patterns without wasting paper or cutting up favorite 12 by 12 sheets to try and find that perfect color. Paper Layers by Megan Elizabeth really is the perfect solution for all die cutting machine users. Megan Elizabeth is the owner of Above Ruby Studio and the popular host of the best-selling A to Z and 1, 2, 3 series of DVDs. Her how-to DVDs have helped over 100,000 people get the most from their crafting products. Her unique teaching style, innovative tips and tricks, and comprehensive coverage of the product's features have garnered her rave reviews from the crafting community. Currently, Megan's Cricut Cutting Guide and Cricut Cutting Guide app have helped save crafters time, energy, and money. These useful guides map out all the settings on blade depth, speed, and pressure, resulting in over 500 different settings for your Cricut personal electronic die cutter. Megan has also started an online community, Club Ruby, where crafters can get even more help and ideas. Her DVDs and cutting guides are available at many online retail locations, and you can always visit her at AboveRubyStudio.com and ClubRubyDesigners.com. A printable project card with instructions and a list of supplies can be found by clicking on the step-by-step instructions link within this article. To find the products featured in this article and shown in these layouts, check with your local scrapbook retailer. Browse our premier retail stores for coupons to a store near you. We hope you enjoyed this article from Scrapbooking.com magazine. Please check out all of the great articles and projects in this month's issue.